Hey you, welcome back to another video where I try to fall in love and fall for a cryptocurrency scam instead. So I think by now we all know how prevalent dating apps are these days. I've used them, you've used them, your mom's probably used them, and depending on who you'd ask, these apps are arguably to society's detriment. They boil down to a beauty contest where people spend maybe half a second deciding how they will swipe on you. And while there are things you can do to, make yourself more attractive for this beauty contest, I wanted to go in a completely different direction. And the way I did that was by making a profile so completely weird and unhinged that you can't swipe left. I set out on the goal to replace the details of my currently normal profile with the weirdest details I could come up with. Now, keep in mind, I'm not making just a joke profile. This is still an honest attempt to succeed at dating. This is an honest experiment to see if there's any way to, actually get a match or a date without having to give Match Group your credit card information. I feel like I'm probably the perfect person for this job. You won't be seeing someone like Danny Gonzalez or Drew Gooden doing a video like this because they have wives. So when making a dating profile, I had to consider what the most important factors are when someone looks at your profile. And the logical conclusion one would come to is your photos. So that's what I spent the most time on. I carefully brainstormed for days what would be the most attention-grabbing photos. And then I recruited my friend Taylor for some assistance. Dating profiles should be able to showcase your interests and hobbies. And where I'm from, being outdoors and hunting is a super relatable thing for most people. And I figured my dating profile should showcase my abilities to kill a creature and then eat it. And so I think this photo perfectly captures that. The unfortunate part of taking this shot is when I tied Taylor to the roof, I also tied my door shut. So to get in my car, I had to climb in and out of the window. For the second photo, I wanted to showcase my, abilities to be able to dress up, look like a real gentleman. I also wanted to show people my arts and crafts abilities. So I took a trusty pair of scissors and cut holes in my shirt. Taking some inspiration from this episode of Impractical Jokers, I figured there was no better place to take inspiration from considering how well Joe Gatto's marriage went. So it's gotta be perfect for my dating profile. And after putting on a suit jacket that I bought at a thrift store, I had my second photo. The third photo was, to showcase my sensitive side. Ladies love a guy who can be sensitive. And I thought, what is more personal and sensitive to women than pregnancy? Women get pregnant, and I like women. So I use this as an opportunity to show how I can really relate to women. By spending a total of 5 minutes with the thrift store suit jacket stuffed down my shirt, I think I can safely say that I understand what women go through during childbirth, which allowed me to harness the perfect energy to take this shot. All jokes aside though, I am genuinely glad with how this shot came out. Out of all the photos taken during this process, this was probably my favorite. For my fourth photo, I wanted to put out, some calming vibes. I wanted this photo to say, hey ladies, I'm a man who won't chase you through the woods with an axe. I won't lie, this image genuinely looks like it was AI generated. It reminds me of that AI generated image of that guy fighting an alligator. Kind of became a meme a few years ago. I set out for capturing pure cryptid energy in this photo, and I don't think we could have gotten that any better. For my fifth photo, ladies like a bad boy, so I needed to show off my badass side. Sources tell me that ladies like a guy who is manly. And I thought back to the beginning of man. What is the most manly thing? What is the most human thing? And I came to the conclusion that it's fire. So after setting up our lights and the camera, we try setting this fedora on fire to be the ultimate headpiece. This was unfortunately though to no success. I think it was something to do with the amount of polyester in the hat, and also that they don't make clothes that are intentionally good at catching on fire. So we moved to a cardboard box. Unfortunately though, the night we did this, it was very windy. So we had trouble setting this cardboard box on fire. We did find though that after closing the box, we got it to catch on fire. The unfortunate thing I learned about cardboard though is that it's on fire.
Oh, no, it's so much.
Oh,
I don't.
it's on fire! It's on fire! Oh, it's on fire! Holy shit! Ow! Hang on, I need like gloves and shit. Ow! Fuck! Fuck! The shot is ruined! No! We had the right idea. And this burnt all the hair off of my arms. I believe I burnt off all the hair on one of my arms. This is ridiculous. And unfortunately, because it did burn so fast, the best shot we got was of me holding a cardboard fireplace on my head. So we grabbed one more box and decided we'd try it again for the final time. After learning our lesson to get this box burning, which was just the fundamental properties of how heat rises, we were able to light it on fire. As Taylor and I moved over to get the shot, he tripped and unplugged the light. Get ready, get ready. No, you unplugged the light. Plug that light back in and get it on quick. As he hurried to plug it back in, the flames raged on. This had to be the shot. He got the light plugged in, and at the very last second, as the flames were burning the hair off of my head... Oh! Did you get the shot? Oh my god. We got the shot. I don't think there's ever been a shot that has conveyed more masculinity than this one. It was funny, actually. Taylor grabbed a series of 5 photos, which I think tells the most amazing story. After we got our 5 photos, the next step was to set up the dating profile, which I'll let past me, walk you through how I did. So starting with my Tinder profile, it's a pretty standard affair, actually. Here's my profile, basically, got some photos that kind of show off my personality a little bit, show that I'm a funny, silly guy. So let's completely destroy that. So Tinder has this feature called Smart Photos, where it basically tries to put whatever your best photo is first. And I kind of want to turn that off just because I want people to get flashbanged by one of my images, and then they are drawn in for more, and I don't really trust the algorithm to figure that out, so I'm gonna just pick my own first photo, which for right now has been this photo of me with this funny shirt. I'm thinking the horse head photo has to be my cover, but then it's like, who is this guy? Does he hunt unicorns for a living? And so it's pretty simple. I just kind of go through and replace all of these photos. So now I need to tell people about who I am, and I think this is an okay bio, but I kind of want something a bit more unique. And by unique, I mean absolutely unhinged. So I'm thinking I fucked around and found out. Like my profile if you want to as well. So now these prompts really gotta let a window into my soul. First date wish list. Lightning McQueen Crocs, bucket of chicken, and a race. I'm just gonna let someone figure out what that means. For my second prompt, I'm thinking if I had 20 minutes to live, what would I do? I'm gonna put buy a hat. And then I think my final one, my weakness is, yeah, I think that's everyone's weakness. I should say now that I don't actually suffer from IBS, but I just think that's a really funny response. I'm gonna change my Spotify anthem though. Anthem to be air raid siren. That's the wrong image of me. I think it's having trouble replacing an image of me. So that would have been the nipple shirt photo. Failure to upload. Do you think they've banned nipples? They can't have banned nipples. There's people who take their shirts off on this app. Am I gonna have to censor the nipple shirt photo? Especially male nipples. Male nipples are okay, I thought. I imagine that the other dating apps probably have similar rules, so I'm probably just going to avoid uploading this picture. I think I'll just keep what I have, and we'll go with it. We'll just run with it. 5 would have been good, but it seems that a nipple shirt picture is not allowed. We're gonna go on to Bumble and kind of just do the same thing. I'm a fictional character I can relate to. I'm going to put Danny DeVito. I'm changing my bio. I am on a quest to find the other 98% of milk. Swipe right if you want to help. I am in dire need. What? We moderated your photo? Which photo? No way. They banned me having a picture of fire? How does that go against their guidelines? I'll come back to it, but we're going to go on to Hinge. We gotta roll with the punches on this one, we're getting moderated already. So the hardest part of this challenge, I think, is probably gonna just, be using these apps. I don't really think that the hard part was making really cursed photos, but it was still, a fun project. So I'll check back in a couple of weeks and see if anything has happened at all. After setting up these profiles, one of the main challenges for me was just using these apps. I have a friend who likes to call them a meat grinder, and admittedly, there's no better way to describe these apps. In case you've never used an app like this, 99% of the interactions you will have will be a couple messages sent back and forth and then end up in the other person ghosting you. One thing I want to clarify is Throughout the course of this challenge, I did not ghost anybody. I was the ghostee. I figured even if things didn't work out on a romantic level, it was still nice to talk to new people and gain new and interesting perspectives. I would also occasionally update my profile with new things as I went along. You know, I'd come up with a new joke or something new to keep it fresh. I'll also see if I can link the profiles in the description below so you can check out what they look like to this day. How did the challenge go? Well, in a word, poorly. In many words, very poorly. However, I did think there was some benefit to doing this. While all of my interactions did lead to the other person ghosting me. Okay, so there was one person who has the courage to keep talking to me. And so while I wouldn't necessarily consider that a success, I also wouldn't consider this entire thing a complete failure now. I don't feel like re-recording and re-editing the entire conclusion segment. I think most of it, still stands on its own. So just, keep in mind this little added footnote as you continue to watch. I did feel that my profile acted as a bit of a filter for the types of personalities that I would most get along with, and I think it also filtered for the type of people who would share my sense of humor. I would say that there's a good chance if you don't enjoy my videos, you probably aren't one of those people who shares my sense of humor. And in the end, I did get to send back and forth at least a few messages with some people who I thought were interesting, and I did get to gain some, insight and perspective on, people who aren't me, which is always a good thing, I think. I didn't really go into this thinking it would work as well as it did. The fact that people did message me saying that they really enjoyed and got a laugh out of my profile, I think was enough for me. So that leads to the question then, am I gonna keep this profile? I think for now I will. Maybe with a few tweaks here and there. To be honest, going for a normal profile worked just about as well for me. And altogether, I really don't think these apps work too well to begin with. If you do try something like this though, and it works for you, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to read your story. Maybe I could get some tips from all y'all how to enhance my profile even further. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to leave the like on this video if you liked it. Make sure to, rate my dating profile a 1 out of 10 in the comments below. And make sure to get subscribed so you don't miss my next video where I put my credit card into another online database. Bye!